All right, let's talk today about conversation. What's the problem with normal conversation? If you were to think of one thing that really, really annoyed you, that you couldn't stand about normal conversation, what is it? I guarantee I know the answer. It's small talk. Okay, small talk sucks. None of us want to do it. None of us really care about the answers to 90% of the things we ask, okay? And most of us give crappy answers to the things that get asked of us. So how do we begin to eliminate this? How do we get to a place where actually, instead of having these boring conversations like most people do, where it's just dun, 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 and it's like a game of tennis, I hit you the ball, you hit it back, I hit it back, you hit it back, and it's just like that. How do we get it to a place where now it's dynamite, where you're excited about it, where you really get into it, where you're having a conversation where hours pass like minutes? Because they're the coolest, aren't they? When you're out and literally an hour goes by and you think, where did that go? Well, what happened there? One thing that happened is you found a connection. Okay, you connected with that person in some way, which meant that now neither of you felt like there was effort, it just felt like it flowed. But what I'm interested in is how you create that with anybody and how you create it at the outset. Because most of us, when we get connected to someone, it was by mistake. Okay, we get into a conversation, it's going quite well, we get to a point where suddenly we think, oh, we have so much in common, and now we connect. But actually, that's not good enough, because aside from even dating, for me, success is all about building relationships and all about being able to work with different people. So you need to be able to connect with someone instantly the moment you start talking to them. And especially if you like this guy over here, but you're talking to his friend here, you still want to be able to connect with his friend if you're talking to his friend first, right? Because his friend might be the way to go and talk to him. So how do you connect with people instantly? Well, what I'm going to say is first, you need to put people at ease with your conversation. So many people, when you go and talk to them, they have no idea how to put you at ease. So here's what happens. You say, how you doing? And they go, not bad. How you doing? Now, did that put you at ease? If you're in that conversation, someone says, not bad, how you doing? Did that put you at ease? Of course not. Because you threw the ball out there, they caught it and immediately threw it back. Not bad, how you doing? And immediately it's back to you. And now we are no further in building rapport. We're no further in the conversation. In fact, we're back to square one. So now I go, yeah, I'm good. So what you been up to? And that person goes, not much, just this, that, and the other. How about yourself? And now I've got to answer the question again. And now we're back to this place where we're frantically trying to find where's the connection? But we're both nervous because both of us are giving crappy answers to these questions. The first rule of conversation is give better quality answers to standard questions. Okay? So what I find is, as a general rule, people take this principle. They go, well, if that person gives me a boring question, then I'll give a boring answer. Or if that person's low energy, then I'll be low energy. What you need to do is take on a different principle, and that's the principle of reciprocity. Okay? In conversation, what you give, you get back. So when you go into a conversation, if you give better quality questions or answers, you'll get them back. If you give higher energy, you'll get higher energy back. Okay? Even if that person starts low energy, if they come in low energy and they say, how are you? And you come in low energy and go, yeah, not bad, how are you doing? Then immediately we're on the same place. But if they go, how are you? And you go, I'm all right, how are you doing? Now, it's a subtle change, but immediately it puts a different feeling in the other person's head. And they go, yeah, I'm good. And now they change to meet your demands. They change to meet your energy level. This is really important. Now, a quick technique I'm going to give you to help you give better quality answers to standard questions is called the Rant. Okay, now the rant is really cool because if someone asks you how, let's say, look at the standard questions. How are you? What do you do? What have you been up to today? If someone gives you those standard questions, instead of giving the standard answers, how about going on a little bit of a rant? Okay, now a rant looks like something like this. I remember ringing up my friend a little while back. Now, I hadn't spoken to this friend in about 9 months. Okay, and we know there's always a little bit of awkwardness when you speak to someone you haven't spoken to in so long, and I felt that. And I called him up and I said, hey Dave, how's it going? And immediately he went on the rant. He said, well, you know, it's been crazy at the moment because I've been with the fire service now for 6 months, but I've just dropped that because although I really enjoy it, I want to get into my writing more. And that seems to be going really well, so I'm just going to really concentrate more on that right now. And that actually happens to be what I'm doing right now. How you doing? Now, can you see what difference that makes? He went on the rant. Now, what that did is it gave me a ton of conversational hooks, what we call hooks, which mean those are things I can latch onto. So he talked about what? The fire service. I can ask him how that's been going. Why does he want to get out of it? What was it not doing for him? He talked about his writing. What exciting things are happening? Remember he said some exciting things are happening? Well, what's happening? What's he writing right now as we speak? Immediately, I've got all this stuff to latch onto, and now we're into a real conversation. Okay, but if I'd have rang him and said, how you doing? And he went, yeah, not bad. How you doing? We're back to square one again. So this principle of reciprocity is shown in its true form in this rant. It's kind of a spontaneous rant, and it takes practice. It just means that you have to go away, have a little bit more thought about your answers, and just go for it. Don't worry about it. Don't censor yourself. Just talk. Okay? I remember someone came up to me the other day, and I just bought a new phone. I just bought the iPhone. Okay? And I remember this person called me, and they said, how you doing? I said, to be honest with you, I just feel so great. I just bought this iPhone, and it's just, I just feel like it's really made me a better person. I just feel like it's changed my life, and I just feel like even walking down the street, people are more attracted to me. And clearly I'm just joking around, like I'm being playful. But immediately that person's laughing, and we're having a fun exchange, because now they're in this role play where they're going, really? And I'm like, yeah, I don't even need it out of my pocket. I just have it in my pocket, and it's like people can sense I've got an iPhone. They just want to talk to me. And I'm just being playful, but immediately it has a different effect. Now imagine that person said to me, how you doing? I went, I'm okay. How you doing? Totally different result, right? But all it is a slight change in your conversational technique. It's not a difference in ability. All of us can go on a little rant, just takes a little bit of practice. So what I'd like you to do is come up with some better quality answers to standard questions so that you can eliminate small talk. So write down the how are you question, what do you do, where are you from, what have you been up to, so that now when someone asks you these questions, what I want you to do is even jot down, I know it sounds stupid, but actually it works. Write down a few longer answers to those questions. Okay, even the what do you do question. Okay, write down a better quality answer. Instead of saying, well, I'm a student, or I'm an accountant, or whatever answer you give a more interesting answer. But it takes a little bit of thought. So write it down and then have it. These are the reason I love these so much is because it's like a nice pair of shoes, right? You buy a nice pair of shoes, you get to wear those shoes every single day, and people always see you in them. Now, these questions, or these answers to the questions, once you've developed them, you have them for the rest of your life, don't you? You have them forever. So now, anytime anyone asks you that question, immediately you've got a great answer. And immediately that person goes, wow, this person's fantastic. I really enjoy speaking to this person. This person makes it so easy. So make conversation easy for the other person. Okay? That's the first stage. Now, next, you've got to make sure that later on in the conversation, you're able to spin off into different topics. We're going to cover that a bit later on, but for now, just focus on coming up with better answers to the standard questions. Have fun with that. I'll see you soon.